Said mute. Do we have transcoding? We has transcoding. I'm really blurry. Am I really blurry? I don't know. Weird. Okay. Maybe that fixed it. I don't know. There we go. Anyway, we're there. Yes, we are. Right, okay. So let's log a tune we want to log. That would be an idea, wouldn't it? Yes. Maybe it's better that I am blurry. Daylight 97, welcome to the stream. And for you in 160p, hello. Here I am. Looks good to you. Yeah, well, I've added some fill lights in front of me. All the better for you to gaze upon my ugliness. I need to do a bit of social mediaing. Social moidering. Let's get some of that done. There's one down. Notifications. We will carry on as soon as I've done so. Yeah, I just bought the cheapest, crappest, the giant beard. It's not that big. No, I've just got a very big face. I hide it with fur. Londis, welcome to the stream. Yes, indeed. I'm just doing the do. Yeah, I was in a pound stretchers that's shutting down, and they had self-adhesive strip light on a reel, you know, like a thing of LEDs, but had M3 backing on it. I've left the backing on for now because I'm not convinced I want to stick it where I've put it yet. But it looked like, I could put it here, you know. Then the light sort of shining more into my face rather than from above, so it would act as a bit of a fill light, etc. I'm not sure if that's going to work. I think I still have a lot of light above me. Well, most of the light in the room is from above me. So, yeah. Right, I'm going to log the little enforcer. Soto Mahoney, welcome to the stream from wherever smut-ridden landfill your mind is currently occupying. I'm not convinced I want to stick it where I put it. Yes, self-adhesive LED strip. I've put it up above the monitor, but of course I'm going to rip all this off in a week or so and put up proper acoustic tiles, so I don't want to stick it where it currently is. Need to come up with some other method for the sticking. It's got a decent 3M backing to it, you see, so it would be a shame to lose that. Different kind of role-playing, Mr. Soto Mahoney. Yes, apparently different kind of role-playing, so... Yes, how is the audio? I haven't checked the audio yet. Let's see. Is it okay? So it seems loud and clear, but I'm just going to listen. We will get the cycling echo of doom. The cycling echo of doom. The cycling echo of doom. Yeah, sounds kind of like I expected. Doesn't matter where I put this, it's always in the way. As soon as I put it so it's not in the way, you can't hear me properly. So, I was thinking... Dangerous thing indeed, yes. I was thinking, let's maybe get to Penumbra and get Alappaa done tonight, amongst other things. Yeah, there's something else I need to do. We've finally got in contact with our sort of retired org president in Storm. He's sort of just off doing other things and can't really play the game anymore, which means we have an AFK org president. So he said, who wants it? And I went, oh, me again. So it's like, if you look at the history of Kalos 2, he's been president of the org about, this will be number 6 times. So it's no biggie, and it does bring a few extra responsibilities, like can we change, yada yada. So yes. Is it a bit dark on stream? It looks it. Let's do a bit of that. There we go. So we passed it on to someone we knew we could trust, because we're just at like a 12-hour polarity. So he said, come on, he says, I've just got home from work, where are you? And I'm gone, it's 4:30 in the morning, I'm not available. El President, hey, number 6 times. Oh, nearly missed one. You feel the... God almighty. You feel the core of your being shift as the source makes room for a divine presence. Jenny No Pay N has reached enlightenment. Londis was playing Valheim last night. Isn't that gathering building thing? Let's see. Talk to channel. Is that the one? Yeah, I haven't got that game. Survival low poly game. Yeah. Right, so if we need to change whatever, well, we can now because I'm here. But obviously I'm on a stream just now. Low poly, probably got next gen lighting and everything else. From what I've seen, it basically does, yeah. I played the New World beta. I'm not exactly what to think of it. New World beta. Was that the one they were saying was bricking graphics cards, but it turned out it wasn't actually that was bricking the graphics card. It was something to do with the graphics cards all along. They were like early releases or something. It's not all about graphics though. We've seen some ones. So what's it called? Is it New World, all one word, or New World Beta? Okay. Just while we're faffing around, getting started then. Apparently Google's forgotten we're in dark mode, but never mind. New World. Okay, let's go and have a look. You got to remember, I'm only on a GTX 980, so if it's going to ram the system. News. Is the beta still running? Open Steam, navigate to the Steam page, request access. $980 probably won't play it. Yeah, I'm thinking that. I'm trying to find the minimum spec. Probably better Googling what's the minimum spec. Is it subscription based via Amazon, is it? Oh, there you go. What are the minimum specs? NVIDIA 670 with 2 gig of RAM, so it will run it. Probably won't run it well though. There's no beta at the moment. I have a 1060 I could send you. I just put in a 3060. Yeah, thank you. Send it to me. But where are you? If you're not in the UK, then it's going to cost thousands in import. Well, not literally, but hundreds. We had this happen with Duty sending me a keyboard and an old monitor, and it ended up costing $50 odd for him to send it, and then an additional $50 odd as import tax. So you could probably sell that 1060 for God knows how much now. Gift send it, yeah, but import, if it's coming from outside the UK now, they hammer you. Gift or not. Try and hit you with your engineering sample. Possibly. I don't know. Is a 1060 better than a 980 anyway? I'm not sure. I would guess it is. 980 v 1060. What does it say? Oh, user benchmark is bullshit. Oh, God almighty. Oh, yeah, object all, thank God for that. Save and exit, right. You can buy the 980 on Newegg for 419 quid, or you can buy a 1060. Significantly higher clock speed, more memory, more effective memory clock, significantly higher turbo clock, higher, lower TDP. Yeah, it's a better card then. By the look of it. And it's got more VRAM as well, which would definitely help with a lot of stuff. Oh, we missed one. Tasty Crits executes Feline Grace within your NCU. Thank you. Wherever you've gone to. ICC planet-wide announcement. Furward New Phase 2 has been awarded the highest honorary rank. And there's a thing. Vengen Z50 has followed. Thank you for the follow. And then Vengen C50 has subscribed at tier 1. Thank you very much. I'm so glad I got my 3080 before things went stupid. Put down. Well, if you want to risk it, yeah, but I don't have the dollars to pay import tax, and don't send it by FedEx. Londis is gifting a tier 1 sub to Kalos 2's community, gifting a total of 5. Londis gifted a tier 1 sub to Zoop AO. Well, thank you very much. So happy to find an Anarchy Online channel. Watch your latest Enforcer vids. Well, thank you very much. I have many videos, nearly 2,000 Anarchy Online videos, mostly kind of Let's Builds, which is a bit like a Let's Play, except instead of role-playing a character, I just play that class and breed, and probably tell you more about the game than anybody wants to know during the course of the playthrough, which can be 50 episodes long in some cases. Live streams are a bit more fun. Pondering playing. Well, you can play for free, but it is more limited. You wouldn't have all the shiny toys we get on paid with all the expansions, but you can come back and see whether or not you like the game still. You have 2 accounts and 4. Yeah, make a free account and just have a bumble around on a brand new toon. It doesn't matter if you've forgotten stuff and you kind of make an arse of yourself. No one cares, right? Because you're like level 5 or something. So you could do that and then just see if you still like playing the game, if it feels good to play or not, before throwing money at it or whatever. I wanted a 3070 to upgrade this 1080. No way I'm upgrading for a while. Yeah, the prices and shortages are just redonkulous at the moment. Seems like everyone plays clan anyway. Oh no, it's about 50-50, give or take 1% any day of the week. It's about 50-50. Or 40-40 and 10% play neutral. Saavick says she's Omni, although most of her tunes are neutral. Saavick just plays every side. I sort of predominantly play clan. I do have an Omni tune, but yeah. Sav is clan at heart, and Zoop Ayo, welcome to the stream. All the cool people play clan, except for Soto Mahoney because he is cool, but he plays Omni for some reason. He seems to be a bit of a spokesperson for the Omni side. He's a massive role player. If there's big role play going on with arcs involved, Soto Mahoney probably knows about it. If you're into role play, etc., then yeah, here's the person to direct you to the RP network. Isn't all the short? No, it's also all the factories being shut down with lockdowns and whatnot. So it just had a knock-on effect that the supply chain was interrupted for so long. There's a massive shortage for everything, including components for TVs and everything else. Although, yes, the flood and all the rest of it definitely had an effect. And, yeah, and of course the mining community. You say community, they're cutthroat as anything. Yeah, all of those dudes running around stealing electric to run 400 graphics cards in a garage or whatever, just to mine Ethereum or whatever the hell they're mining. I mean, it used to be that, of course, you were a gamer, so you bought a graphics card to play games on it, but now you're competing with an ever-growing market where an individual may well buy hundreds of graphic cards in order to try and make money. Zinzig, welcome to the stream. Zinzig of the t-shirt. So yeah, at the moment, all computer components are expensive because they're in high demand. Excuse me. So yeah, it's all a bit nuts at the moment. Right, I was thinking, let's... I was watching the last Twink video while you're logging a separate account, multi-logging. I don't think it's got a name, but I call it bump logging. Primaneer Lindinan91 has followed. I've just butchered that person's name. I'm very sorry. Prime Merlin Iron? I don't... Oh, God knows. Sorry. You tell me. 176 hot damn. Yeah, bump logging is literally... you can do it Alt F4. You see you've got quit to Windows there. You simply double click that very quickly and your character stays on the server for 30 seconds even though you're not connected, which gives you just enough time to log another tune, and then you can buff the ghost of your actual tune. But you've only got a small window to do it. You can't play both tunes at the same time, so it's not multi-boxing, it's bump logging. Because the tune's completely inactive, it can't do anything. But you can buff it. So it's just a handy-dandy feature. It's allowed, so to speak. Just popping on for a bit before I have to get to my online class. I've decided to learn coding, but I'll be online just muted. Oh, the Twitch doesn't count you if you're muted, apparently. It thinks you're botting someone. So, I don't know, turn the volume right down but leave it going. I've no idea. So yeah. Dave 3 of 5. Previous job was with a local company in Scotland here making specialist timing and sync electronics, high value 300 grand stuff. Yeah, and even they're having problems buying chips, FPGAs. Yeah, it's the whole supply chain. Most of our electronics all comes from the Far East. The Far East shut down before anybody else, and we're still working through the quagmire. Once that pulse of delay enters the ecosystem of electronic supply and demand, it takes a long time for it to filter through and clear. At the moment, we're at the sort of tail end of it, but there's still a backlog. You can mute the browser tab instead of the stream and then it works. Oh, well, there you go. Where do I want to go? I'll go Yutter Wasteland. As long as my local Chinese takeaway doesn't get affected. Pretty sure you're safe there because they're buying everything. Locally, probably. Yeah, I love a good Chinese. Although my palate is somewhat narrow, I quite like chicken fried rice. A good chicken fried rice, and then I'm dead happy. I don't like everything though on the menu. Like bean sprouts, I don't like the texture, and I don't like black bean sauce. You know what I mean? 2 FPGAs and prawn crackers, please. Yep, there you go. and a can of Diet Coke because I'm on a diet. Oh, and a bag of chips. No, it is global, and it's not just graphics cards, motherboards, and it's everything. It's literally everything you can think of. So, you know, it'll be mobile phone components next, but it's also TV components and stuff. Zinzig, I've got an idea for a booking app for window cleaners such as myself, and I told my brother about it. All right, sounds cool. A bag of microchips. Yep, bag of microchips, please. It's all right, we sold out. No microchips. That is a cool idea. You've got an app for everything these days. Why not that? You know. Yeah, becoming an app designer has sort of become the new get rich quick, hasn't it? Oh, I see Predator. I'll have a piece of you. Yeah, I got through all my dailies today without too much trouble. With the new gear, definitely felt stronger. Than previous with all the stuff. I tell you what I did get as well as a daily reward. A fairly useful arm implant. I might upgrade to it. I just need a bit more agility than I've got. 544, agility 561. Oh yeah, I could do that. I can do that. Rings and things. Yeah, so I was thinking maybe let's go do Alappaa. I've been a dev now for 15 years. Definitely a case of get off my lawn. My lawn, no! Yeah, a little bit. I would suspect. It's nice not having to swap gear and having this ring. That was worth all the rigmarole of doing, definitely. So do we have any volunteers and helpers to come and do the Alappaa? Reward none, except once you complete it. Yes, I don't know how to code at all. I have no idea. It's all a big mystery to me. Don't you open like a notepad file and type fix things and then save it and put that in the program? No? Was it not that? People talk about dev teams fixing things in games as though that's how hard it is. No, I understand enough to know that it ain't that simple, mate. Udemy courses, they're quite nice. Yeah. What I see a predominance for in YouTube advertising now is effectively what we used to call pyramid sales. So it's people saying, I'm a successful X. So, you know, a stockbroker, shares trader, social media development thing, you know, whatever. I've got a course that teaches you to teach other people how to do what I can do, and I'm offering you a first foot through the door so you can do what I'm doing right now, which is selling this course. And I'm going, this is a pyramid scheme. ITO Dairy, damn, no alert again. Wow. Zinzig, yeah, I've been in the claws of one of those. Dan Locke, total scam. Yeah, there's 1,000 and there's 1,000,000 of those guys, but I just immediately... what do they call it in America? A Ponzi scheme or something? You know, they used to sell like alternative cosmetics or something under a brand name, and effectively all that ever happened was the people at the top made a bit of money, and the people at the bottom of the pyramid scheme, which is the vast majority, ended up with a garage full of crap they can't get rid of. Amazon FBA. Whenever you see an ad for that, just report the ad. Because they look completely legit, but when you listen to what they're actually saying, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's a pyramid scheme. They'll argue it's the trapezoid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. Screw you and leave me alone. Yeah, Amazon resellers, yeah. Fake gurus. Yeah, I just get dozens and dozens of adverts for them. And they're wasting their money on me. It's the same, I get millions of adverts for mobile games, and they're a complete waste of money being served to me because I will not, I don't want to play games on a mobile because it's like that for me. I'm old. I'm never going to play games on that, you know. I worked with a dev for about 10 years who was convinced protein bars fixed his dad's cancer. Okay. Obviously, the millions of hours over the decades of research missed that one. No, I don't know how that would work or not work, but MLM thing. Oh, yeah. JavaScript is a subset of Java specific to certain actions on web pages, but the fundamentals carry. Oh, well, there you go. That's good to know. So who have we got coming then? I am looking on here. Yeah, JavaScript isn't Minecraft JavaScript, or it used to be. I remember installing Minecraft. I had the shaders and stuff. Zeus shaders. Looks amazing with those. I'd love to know how, if anything, you could do the same thing to AO with shaders, but apparently no. Because it would selectively go, right, this is water, therefore it has this shading, and it made the most amazing looking water and such. Okay, the coders have started a fight in the chat. I wouldn't know either way. I remember having to install Java on your computer in order to do certain things, and it was like a separate piece of software, etc. But it's been many years since it was supported. But I can remember it back in like as recently as like 2005, installing Java so certain things would work on web pages for you. The rafter has found me. Right, everybody stop fighting. Everybody stop fighting. They were talking about what it started off as learning how to program. And now we've got into swearing at each other. So can we not, please, chat? It's like herding cats, it really is. Know what you know. It's all fine. Yeah, I haven't got a clue either way. But yeah, I can remember I had to do something or other with Java in order to get the shaders running on an old version of Minecraft 1.8 or something. I can't remember now. You had to get Optifine to run the. It was a few years back. You're trying to get shoulders from Alappaa. I'm going to finish off the Penumbra quest, actually. We did most of it in the week, but we've not got as far as finishing off and doing Alappaa yet. So I was hoping to maybe get that done tonight. But at the moment, we're all arguing about what program language is what. I don't know. I am searching now. I'm looking for a Saavick somewhere. I don't know where Saavick has gone. Well, I'm not apportioning blame, but it seemed like you said, "Oh, I have to go soon because I have an online class. I'm taking so and so," and I got sort of sidetracked by it, saying, "Yeah, watch out for those online classes, which are nothing more than pyramid sales, effectively." Do you know what I mean? You need like 10-15 minutes, then you're ready. Okay, well, I'm going to get some water. Yes, I am going to get water. What, do we like the newer lighting? It's very cheap and cheerful, but there we go. So I've got real, what they call fill light. So I've got fill light coming at my face, so I'm a little less Neanderthal. You can see the whites of my eyes, etc. Is it better? No? Yes? Maybe? You're he's a very... I can't even go high anymore. I probably can, but it'll come out really loud, so I'm not going to. Yeah, it was £2 worth of... There's a store shutting down, like a Poundland type store. Pound Stretcher. There's one where we live, and they're closing it down for whatever stupid reason. So this was the final day. He said, well, we'll go in and buy a few bits and bobs and say hi while we're there, you know. Tell everyone good luck, and you've been great, you know, whenever we've come in, you've been really nice and helpful, and, you know, that kind of thing. So we went in, and, I spotted these. It's one of those LED strips with a sticky back on it, but I looked and it's a 3M sticky back, so I went, oh, actually, these might be pretty good if they've got 3M, real 3M adhesive on the back. They're not stuck to anything at the moment. They're balanced on top of a small mattress, but pointing mostly in this direction. I would help, but I'm doing Inf on the Lowbie. You see, you're trying to get ahead of me. Right, give me a sec then. I'm going to get some water. Saavick needs a few minutes, so I might do a bit of Doja farming while we wait for Sav. And then see if we can't get a few more people to come and do Alappaa. Right, Saavick's still doing things, so yeah, let's do a bit of Doja hunting while we're floating around. What are these guys? Are these all the marked ones? Frosty marked, don't drop. And we're in Penumbra. I had my headphones on, really comfy before as well. Preparing strawberries for nomming. Nom. Oh, hello. You look promising. Yes, you're an icy predator. I will proc and then I will pull. And yay, he's noticed me. Yeah, I might as well farm tomorrow's Doja nice and early. Oh, and guess which daily I got today? Icon has help for Alappaa. You can indeed, Zupeo. You're more than welcome. Want to bring Le Saavick along. Ideally a real Inf and healer, that way it's going to be less painful, and then all else DD, I guess. It's all about keeping that lady alive as we're walking back. That's what takes the time more than anything else. That's the crux of it, really. Why didn't you make an Atrox Inf? Because I already have one. So if I'm going to make another one for the sake of a Let's Build a Toon and my own sanity, I decided I'll make one that's a different breed. I've already got an Atrox Inf, which is great. But yeah, just so it'd be different to play, you know. This, no, not first. She is not the first. Get your minds out the gutter. Yeah, I made an Atrox Enforcer 2003, I think. This one will never have the same HP that the Atrox has got. Never be the classic meat shield, but I think it can be quite good, can be effective. Get into nanos a little faster, tend not to run out of nano pool quite so easily. Although by endgame you don't really. Ends Lyric, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Yeah, you can make anything work, but yeah, I do have an Atrox one. Atrox, whichever you prefer. I think don't Icy Shadows drop them? Let's have a quick look. Doja, Penumbra, Creepos. Oh no, that's the other one. Icy Predators, Vortex Voids, Demons of Water, Icy Shadow, Frosty Rafters. Not Frozen. I see people trying to farm Dojas from Frozen Rafters. They don't drop them. Athrox. Yeah, why not Athrox? You mean Athrox? That's a free follower emote, by the way. If you want to use that, you can. I want to promote it to like a proper one, then people can use it on Discord and whatnot. Shall you come on your dock or keeper? I think dock would be the wise thing just for this, Sav, and then we can maybe figure something else out after. Because I can mongo, can't I? And then you can try and keep me alive. Somehow. I'm on dock already here. Oh, well, if we've already got a dock, you're off the hook, Saavick. You can play a different tune. Yay! Saavick, oh, am I on my dock again? Saavick is very, very good on her dock, I've got to say. I've got more potential healing on mine, and yet she's still better. It's just that Saavick is a better player than I am. That's basically what it comes down to. Right, I'll head back to the outside there. Yeah, I know, but if Saavick has to play the same tune every single raid, it gets a bit... Can't I play something else today? You know, we don't... It's like you can have a favourite food, but you wouldn't want it for, you know, breakfast, lunch and dinner, would you? You'd want a little bit of variety in there, surely. Daylight's 97. All right, my crew changes here. Time for me to head home. Oh, safe journey home. No trying to watch the stream while you're driving. Though I'm sure you wouldn't. We got here. We has Pooh's dock. Is this Yuzu? You shall recruit you. He ran away. On looking for team with cobblers. Let's have a look. Cobblers, invite to team. Saavick, inviting to team. If we can fill a team, it's going to be a lot faster and easier to get this done. And listen while I drive, but self-service on the drive is spotty at best. Yeah, at best you should never watch anything other than the road when you're driving. Cannot stress that enough. Never think, oh, I'm okay, I'm on cruise control. I don't give a rat's ass. You watch the road when you drive. Be stuck in an animation here. So any more coming? I'm going to talk to Anticipating 6. Got to run from Inferno, no key on this tune because I'm lazy. For the history of this place, of course, and this portal, I'd like to visit the place. Okay, sure. Who is this person of whom you speak? You said... Don't be killing things in there till I'm in with the quest, otherwise it'll break. You are, aren't you? Let me talk to the old man first. We're doing the quest, Zoop. Don't break my quest. Okay. Okay, now we can kill everything. I'm going to check for Dojas as well. Is this the one that's got the full auto? With the toy gun? That's kind of amazing, really. Yay, will aggro me. I am the enforcer. I don't know if things are aggroing me. I don't think they are. They may be. Yes. I'm going to start looking at nano cost items and better NCUs soon. Probably... I want to come here to... Hey T.O. Derry, get on looking for team and get your ass into gear then. Okay, hang on, I've got one. I need Predator Rogues before I go and talk to him again. Get on looking for team. Eos on looking for team. Okay. Invite you. You know where we are. Right. Let me go back and talk to the old man. Oh, does it auto-update the quest now? Okay, spine tooths. I mean, just kill the whole playfield. That's usually the best way. Avoid deaths later. And fortify. Yeah, you had to run back, but now it's saying kill those. So you get the full auto from that, and as long as you've got enough AR buffs running, it actually does pretty good damage. That's just nuts. It was meant to be like a, you know, a social media, like a social weapon for, you know, roleplay or what have you, or just a bit of fun. Okay, still got another bunch of glacial thingamies to get done. You've got to kill all the... I mean, if you're ever doing Alappaa, a good idea is to just kill everything in sight before you talk to the woman. Because then she's on like an auto-run script. for walking back, and she will aggro everything in sight. Oh, it's almost like she's got her own little Mongo. She just pulls every bloody thing. Right, I've got return to the old man twice. So I'm going to return to the old man while you carry on killing. And get the second part. Oh my god, it's doing the thing. Let's get rid of the thing. Oh, that's better. I mean, Rubicar Light is just like, no! It's too bright on the new engine. But I tell you what, while we're here, ray tracing for the win. Old man! More things to kill. Goodbye. Right. Is that better or worse? I always run. I always use my Adonis key and then run back the opposite way. So I go to the go to Adonis Garden with the Adonis key, which is dead quick to actually get, and then run to Penumbra with that. On looking for team. If you need another, you all are welcome. If you can get here quick enough. Savin Kalos, there you go. Invited. Yeah, I can't think what her name is. Is it Sheila or something? And welcome to the stream, Wise Guy FSB, with the brain slug of doom. Right, kill the Moloch. I've got layers up, haven't I? Yeah, should be alright. Even if it nukes. We want that to continue the quest. Wafu! Wafu has come! Oh, now it's too bloody dark. Oh, can't win, can you? Penumbra light, there we go. I'm just trying to keep up with everybody here. I'm not having... I'm not doing well. Right, let's turn the gamma back down. New engine fun. Pulsating ice obelisk. Run away from the big scary Navictum blight. The maiden must not be disturbed, it says. Right, is everybody okay and ready? IT O'Derry, where are you? As soon as I talk to her, we're on rails. I can't stop or pause or anything. Okay, I'm going to talk to her. Are you the kidnapped girl, Sheila? Maybe turn off ray tracing, even though it's really pretty, just in case. We don't want to crash in here. Yeah, do you need the quest as well, IT O'Derry? Because we're too far ahead of you now anyway. You have to go through a couple of stages. Everybody follow Sheila. Sheila with the no idea how vulnerable she may or may not be. She always seems to want to try and get herself killed for some reason. I will attack 20 mobs at once and the hell with the consequences. Here's me being outrun by everything. Yeah, if you need the quest, I'll do it again. We do have, I mean, like, if Wise Guy puts waifu Healy pet on Sheila, she'll be fine. Can out heal the damage in here. Just don't be stood where the ice comes up, or you're going to have a bad day. Did I outrun Sheila? I usually do. It's getting warm in here. I want to open that window. Right. I can solo Monsieur with this dog. Good luck with that. Monsieur sets your HP to 0. In fact, Arcs can do that to you as well, so yes. I'm trying to Inf, I probably shouldn't. Instinctively doing it now because I play a 220 Inf as well. As long as the mobs are not hitting Sheila, all should go well. Yeah, I can Mongo more than she can pull. That's the main thing really with this. Frozen spine tooth, you will die. Bear. Is it Bear Chrysalis 87? Man, I muzz this. You miss the game. You can always play Froob. Lots to do lots to do with Froobs if you ever want to come back. Just saying. Not that I've ever made people come back to the game ever. That's never happened. We got the Predator aura as well. Yes, Eye of the Predator. The only thing you can really do to screw this raid up is let her die or B, attack her by accident. Then it goes horribly wrong. Plus it resets, everybody gets wiped and the entire playfield resets, so you've got to do the whole damn thing again. Ding-a-ling 177. being carried by the team here. Smiths will soon have a tune at Alappaa if you need more runs. Well, the basic plan was, let's do Alappaa so I've finished the entirety of the pen quest. Because this tune's getting on my nerves now because, you know, title caps, for one thing. It's like... Urgh. It's the same every time I play a character, though. I checked the Funcom account page recently and most of my tunes were gone. Did they delete 7-year-old? No, they didn't delete any characters. They may have been renamed, though. They did the server merge, and if you had the same character names on 2 servers, the algorithm I think it used was whoever had an active tune there or something. Let's have a look. Right, this is Matt Alappaa. I think I should take the shoulder pad, but does anybody else want one? Anybody else want shoulder? I am Zoop. He's being I am Groot. Nanotechnology, no. I'd want something else. And I'll take the armor component as well, even though I can't make them yet, but just for future reference. And that can go in social. Although I don't think it's working properly at the minute with the tank armor as well. Right, so that's the Alappaa done. I just need to talk to the Yotto outside to completely finish it off. Yeah, I picked one of those full auto social pistols up, but just because it was, you know, I just thought it was a fun thing to grab. I was like, oh, I'll get 2 of them. But apparently you can use the full auto from it effectively if you've got enough add damage, etc. Doing the talking now. Listen to the story. Saavick chasing mobs that run from Saavick, probably because they've got more survival instinct than most people. Yeah, they don't delete old accounts, but you can't really check whether your characters are on an account until you've logged into it. That's the only way you would know. There we go. We have done the do. We have finished all of the Penumbra quest, which is kind of cool. Lady Hathor, at least my crat got here. Yeah, as far as I know, the only instances of people's characters being deleted is if there's some shenanigans involved. Iceburn. Your Matamet must be 810. Ooh, let's have a look. Ooh, that's a lot of IP. Do I need it? Has it got a level lock on it as well, actually? No, but Iceburn is the best. It's even better than Cause 18 screen, isn't it? I think that's the highest one, but you can't cast it on anyone else, only yourself. Go on then. Yay. Shall we do another run for IT O'Derry? Yeah, there's no raid lock on it or anything, is there? Is IT O'Derry here yet? Just remake the team, okay. Alright, all leave team when I re-invite everyone. It might not show your tunes because your account is not active. No, Teoderi, the soldier which could use it is way too far away. Yeah, you've got to have enough Funcom points in order to do it. I doubt very much your characters have been deleted, though. Honestly, I really doubt it. If the account still exists, the characters that were left on it should still be there. I mean, we know people that have come back after literally 15 years, played through for a bit, gone, yeah, I'm really enjoying the game more than I did the first time round because I'm a bit older and, you know, whatever reason, and they they reactivate and go, oh my god, all my characters are still here, I can't believe it, this is awesome. You know, so yeah. What's this? Oh yes, it's the back plate of the gem tremolo cavity. I always take these off. I don't know why, I think it's just a thing. I always prefer these springs to be touching the t-shirt. You get no spring noise that way, even with foam in there and that. Yeah, they could be in limbo after the server merge, but when you log them in, it will say your character name has been changed to number, and you can get it fixed. But you don't even need to use Funcom points to do that. You can do it for free. But you have to give it a new name. If your account was inactive when they did the server merge, you probably find some of your characters have lost their names if they matched someone on the other server that was still active at the time. Yeah, under level 10s they might, but level 10's like 5 minutes work to remake, so that's why it's always a good idea if you have a mule account is make sure it's at least level 10 or higher. Mine's level 60 something. When I heard that I went right. Just kept killing Legos till he was level 61. Thought now he's safe to be a mule. Right, is this everybody that wants to come and do this now, or do we has everybody? Yeah, I'll bet your characters are still there, but you don't even have to put your hand in your pocket to play the game. I mean, you can go and start a new account, make a new Froob account, and you can try the new starting area, the new engine, all of that stuff, and you'll have a pretty good idea if how the game feels to play is still fun for you, or, you know, whatever. And, you know, you're under no obligation, you haven't spent any money, you've just used a little bit of time to download the game. He said, like a salesman. Marcy, I don't need anything from here, just here to help, and your help is appreciated. My dad had Froob tunes disappear, but he wasn't very bothered about it. Okay. 4-hour buffs. Yeah. RRFE, Hack and Quack, Grid Space Freedom, Riot Control. Oh my god, it's a massive list of, you know, Behemoth is now 4 hours. Loads of the buffs you would get and then go, ooh, oh, and one of the best ones they did, Fixer NCU buff, 4 hours, all of them. So level 25 onwards, you've got extra NCU space for all the other buffs that also now last 4 hours. It's pretty nice. As Soto Mahoney and Saavick only just noticed each other. They've both been in the chat for about an hour. It's glorious. You're glorious. Doing his best Keanu there. I need to refill, that's why. I thought this was getting a bit... Right, where's ITO Derry? What tune are you on and where are you? You were desperate to come. Don't pretend you weren't. Yeah, I just sent a... Soto Mahoney was talking to me about playfield stability and loads, you know, based on... to do with the alien events. And I said, well, doesn't it work like this? Because, look, there's a paper on it. That's publicly available. Whether it's still accurate, I don't know, but I would think so. Still in front of you on the nice crap. Right, let's roll. Yeah, I think it might be something Funcom paid that firm to do, and it's now in the public domain. I mean, it ain't exactly hard to find. If you just type in Anarchy Online game servers, it's one of the top answers, so it's like... I thought it was fairly common knowledge. Pick me on LFT. Who did I miss? Who did I miss? How did I miss you? I thought you were in team. You were the first person I invited. Oh, there we go. We're a full team then. We're a full team. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember how I found it. I was trying to do a trace... I was trying to do a trace route on Anarchy, I think. I stumbled on it and went, oh, started reading it and thought, this is quite interesting, you know. Kill all the things. We haven't got a dock now though, have we? So I need to be a little more careful. Zoop AO has zooped away. I am Zoop. Is this the Lowbie you were on about, by the way? You say your Lowbie's not that low. We do have a real enforcer here, however. One hand blunt and piercing. And he will have the bigger, higher, better Mongo than me. Which is a thing. Kill the glacial spine tooths. It only needs one person to run back now, because it has done the quests. Kill them all. That's the best way, just to make sure. So, I'll run back since I'm the Lowbie. Doc waifu. Wise guys put the heel pet on me. Running through all the carnage that is this playfield. We could do old Inferno Hards or something daft like that, you know. More things to kill. Goodbye. Right, kill the Moloch. Am I still on fire? Yes. Yeah, this is the new graphics engine, but it still has the same textures. So it's only when you put them side by side that you actually see the difference. Like, you've got real shadows, real and dynamic lighting, which we didn't have before. If you remember, the shadow of a person or any object was just like a small circular splodge on the ground, whereas now it looks like a real shadow. 2015, they finished the beta and it moved to the test server, and then eventually just moved to the live server. It is, however, still in beta, and it'll probably always be in beta. It's kind of buggy, doesn't run very well. In fact, I've got a video on how to get it to run fairly stably, but even then it still has its issues. But yeah, this is the new engine. I mean, I think people were hoping for something that... I see Funcom released a video, which is now unlisted, but I downloaded it. I've got that video. Heralding that they were working on the engine. But the engine that they show in the video is not the engine we eventually got. They had to abandon that engine. It just wouldn't work. And it was the Ogre engine, I believe. But and it was lovely. It had, you know, proper reflective water and all the rest of it. Yeah, they tried 3 times to do it and were sure they could do it, and then they couldn't. So it wasn't until we got as far as this engine we now have that made it work in the end. Morphers, hello, welcome to the stream. How are you? Are we all about ready? Gonna talk to her again. Oh, she raises her fists protectively for a moment, as though to lash out, and then stops, glancing over the area. Yeah, so we did get an engine. We got this one, but it's not the one they had in the video, which is probably why they've taken that video down, because that video shows an engine that we haven't got, so it technically false advertising. But at the time when they made the video, that is the engine they were trying to use, so that's the one that got the video. But it shows like reflective water, which we haven't got. Not as you would imagine it. So the colour of the water is whatever's above it. You know, it's the sky or what have you, which it is in that video. There's one dev who is working part-time, who was the lead dev for the game for a few years prior to that. But what they said was AO is now in limp home mode. What do they call it? They gave it a name, but yeah, so they're not going to develop things. But despite that, they've released 2 new dungeons by re-gearing old dungeons, which we all know and love, like the Subway, Temple of the Three Winds, and opened up, eventually, Pyramid of Home, and put some of the best new items, you know, best in slot items in the entire game in those dungeons. They're pretty tough as well. So yeah, I mean, it's going pretty well, considering maintenance mode, yeah. But even though they said maintenance mode, they're still doing things with the game. I keep checking on Test Live to see if they've opened up another dungeon. We're kind of hoping they will open up. They haven't yet. I keep checking though, because I'm like, you're going to be doing that next. You've got to be. But thus far, no, not yet. Yeah, so this is the engine. Penumbra is probably not the best place. Zam was the latest. Yeah, so Pyramid of Home opened up and they put stuff in there for people to have a 5k token board. Bunch of armour, Awakened Beast armour, which in PvP apparently is some of the best stuff you can get. Gives you a complete heal and stuff like that. Every minute or something. Pretty nice. A lot of work to farm all the parts for it now. You always struggle after 160ish. I don't know how I do it. I have the most overpowered thing in the entire game. Friends. That's it. That's how I get through 160 to 200. Friends. I paid a Romanian guy. Don't do that. And don't, if you do that, don't admit to it. Not worth it. I even when I'm grinding, I still enjoy the game, even though I know I'm grinding, you know? I mean, dailies, everything else. You see, I think maybe it's my previous experience is pre-daily missions and alien stuff, which pretty much just, you know, I hit 200 when it took a year to hit level 200, because all you could do was Rubicar missions and such. And I can remember team missions becoming part of the game, kind of thing. And got snared by the ice, but I'm okay. Inferno kiting with an NT. Yeah. Thing is, though, they made new Inferno missions and stuff like that, so it is easier. There's a lot of quests in the game as well. If you do them at the right levels, you get a hell of a lot of XP for doing them. They also opened up the Wreck, which is really good, from like 150 to 170. It's like an extra daily every day. Plus the Freelancers, which is another great one. You know, complete 3 dailies, get an extra daily reward for free, and just loads of stuff generally. Yeah, the daily missions really is a massive game changer. You know, if you've only got an hour to play, and you know, that's the case for a lot of adults. You know, hang on, I've got a family, I've got commitments, and you know, I can't do, you know, 10 regular missions for 4 hours every day, you know, which is what it used to be like. So yeah, I'll just watch you, it's cheaper. Well, yeah. Can't deny that. And he's off. Right. Kill the old man. He's not what he seems. He's got a giant monster inside him. I'm glad the Merc set got put to use. Yeah, I'm wearing the whole thing, and I even put the chest in social. I know just for reasons that the penultimate OFAB is slightly better, you know, for what we're trying to do, but yeah. I still think OFAB looks awful. Most of the OFAB armour just looks like cardboard. My first armour set, you know, something a kid made out of cardboard or something. Yay, we have completed. Did you drop anything good? What program did he drop? Combat program. Does anybody need a combat program? Because I could do with the combat. I could do with the combat program. There you go. Anyone need a shoulder pad from Alappaa? See, that's the one I would put on the shoulder pad I've got. I've got a defrost it and everything, which means I've got to build the defrost tool, which I forgot to do when I twinked for Complet. AI 30 was really special before the dailies. Oh god, yeah. I never got there on my original toon, Kalos 2. Thing is, even with AI dailies, it's still a ton of work to get to AI 30. That's why you see people AFK with pets on guard in the middle of Arid Rift for, 14 hours a day. Or whatever. I got an eyelash. Yeah, I think I got rid of it. Yeah, the alien event is just nuts. And if you look at this character now, compared to the old days, this is bonkers. You can see there, number of invaders killed, 281. That's just doing dailies. But AI 20? It's just when what? How? And that is Space Quest doing alien events and such. Right, I'm feeling like going to Inferno because I want to save there again. Your enforcer needs pads. Okay. I'll stay inside, re-invite, we'll get you sorted. Your enforcer okay getting here, yeah? I haven't got that eyelash. You feel the core of your being shift as the source makes room for a divine presence. Meta Miyagi has reached enlightenment. Congrats. Alright, Saavick's going to stay inside. And I'm going to make Saavick team lead. Because Saavick is the boss. What did I say? Saavick is the boss. Oh. Yeah, it feels like it's gone and then it hasn't. Right, okay. Running back to Inferno. And then I need to farm an insignia and get saved again. I saved in Penumbra just in case we did this and I somehow managed to get myself killed like an idiot. Actually, what I should do is come out of the ravine and keep going. Ugh. Bear with me, I've got to sort this. I've got an eyelash in my eye. Right, I'm back. Oh, it's horrible when that happens. You have to waste a ravine. Yeah, ravine. What's the plan in Inferno? Well, we could do a mission. Maybe. That might be a good plan to do. That would be quite a bit of XP as well, but maybe a little boring for the chat. I don't know. Also, I want to solo Dark Ruins at some point, don't I? Good old Inf Hard would be pretty awesome. Is Equilibrium still around? Yeah. I think so. Not sure on how active, but I have seen people with Equilibrium written as a guild name on them, you know, like that. Name one of your old tunes, Bear Chrysalis, or however I should be saying your name. and butchering it. I can check. I can check if your tunes still exist from in-game. It's quite easy these days. You think of the... And it does need to be the exact spelling of the name, though. That's the only thing. I'll switch to watching. Don't you have any paid tunes? Delirious is your crap, okay. Is Del... Here... Is Delirious, if I've spelt that right. You're now the president of Chasing Dragons. Says you're offline, but says you exist. So there you go. See? Tunes are there. You don't know Chasing Dragons, well, you're the president of him. Your tune. Are you sure that's the exact spelling? Well, apparently you're the president. Any Fruborgs? Not Frub only, no. Because you have to have a paid character as a president now. Primer... Lineal... I give up. 91. Yeah, so there's orgs that are very Frub focused though, yeah. Saavick's super secret spy agency's full of Frubs. I have a Fruborg president still. Yeah, I think it's you can't start a Fruborg anymore, or can you? Did they rescind on that? Is Sistol? Oh. Sistol is a level 200 AI-30 clan soldier, squad commander of Very Bad Things. So I think, is that Stephen King reference? Sounds like a Stephen King novel. Quite possibly is a Stephen King novel. Or a reference to it. Yeah, if you had one before, you still have it, but you can't, yeah, you can't promote a Frub within the org. So there you go. And everybody lag now. I think I've got to be, what, 180 to start pulling the Inferno quest lines. I'm going to come with my soldier. He needs levels. Real big Neo. This game is pure heart-touching nostalgia. Yeah, I guess it is, in a way. It's just been here for 20 years. It's still here. Oh my god, it's so dark. Let's change to... Well, that didn't help. Okay, we'll stay with Inferno Light. And we'll raise the gamma again. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I have tried other MMO type games and just, nah. I still play, you know, single player stuff. But multiplayer stuff, pretty much whatever I play, I always end up going, yeah, but no. Too linear, not enough depth to the skill system or items or anything, and I just get bored. I mean, AHO has ruined other MMOs for me. Eos is on looking for team. Let's have a look. Right. Invite to team. There we go. Now we need, you know, a Highbie to all hide behind in an Inferno mission. Well, I definitely do on this character, because I'm not even 200 yet. Got no business in one. I love the Twitch delay. Yeah, how long is it? Is it about, what, 20 seconds or something? It does vary. I've got it set to streamer mode for faster interaction with your audience, but I'm not convinced it's all that fast. It might be faster without having transcoding enabled, but that means, you know, people like Daylights wouldn't be able to watch the stream because he couldn't stream it in 1080p and just go through too much data. So I always prefer to have transcoding, because not everyone's got a, you know, full-on, full-bore internet connection all the time. I got the invitation after I heard you saying it. Alright. Yeah, what shouldn't happen is you seeing anything on the stream happening ahead of what you're seeing in game. Because if that happens, we have a problem. Things have gotten very broken. I'm familiar with less than stellar internet, plus it's metered. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. A lot of people are. A lot of countries, etc., seem to be under the impression that internet isn't a essential commodity these days. They still treat it like it's some kind of luxury item they can charge the earth for. And that's wrong. And they let people monopolise it as well, which is also very, very wrong. How far away am I from anything else? Okay. I think I've got another Somphos I've pulled. Time for Bio Cocoon. I will reactivate this winter when I get my new laptop, which your stream popped up randomly when you did the alien sectors. Really? How bizarre. They say there's no discovery on Twitch, and yet I keep getting new followers and stuff like that, and I'm sure they're people we've never seen before. And I'm sure they're going like, oh wow, I like this. So they must have discovered it somehow. ITO Derry, where is the boss? You mean Saavick? Saavick is somewhere in chat. On High Paloxal. Begins with H. Okay, I got you. Oh, it was on YouTube, not Twitch. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, there is discovery on YouTube, yeah. Well, where are you trying to get to, ITO Derry? Yay, insignia. I can't get out of Pandemonium Garden. Keep trying, you should be able to. I don't think even if Pand was full, you should still be able to get out of there. I mean, people do that all day, every day, don't they? They save in Pandemonium for doing easy mission access. Because it is nearer than the sided gardens. Last time when I forced, I got a ghost. That's so weird. I've never had play shift failed to start. That shouldn't cause a ghost though, because you're not actually doing it. Have you not got any garden keys at all? Where'd you end up? Where did you last save? In Pandemonium Garden? So jumping off won't help because you'll just warp back to Pandemonium Garden. You had the same. It could be Pandemonium's just really busy. Maybe there's a bunch of people there staging to go and do, iPand or Real Pand or something like that. Once they're out of the start area, you should be okay though. Can't use Nanocan instant grid conversion either. Oh. You should be able to use it from inside a garden, I don't know. Right, I'm going to get saved in Inferno again. Volpu, welcome to the stream. How the devil are you? I'm in Inferno. We've just done Alappaa a couple of times. I'm going to go and have a look. See if I can see what's going on in Pandemonium. Oh, mind you, no. I don't have a hold hell at bay. That might be a bad idea. The can worked. Oh, well, there you go. Right, so who's the highest level in team? We'd be better off going with a full team than not. Yeah, it wouldn't be worth sticking my head round the door in Pand without a ring. You're 220. Okay. Any more? You're fine now as I arrived home. Well, yes. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, if we can get one more just so we've got a full team, that's going to go a little better probably. And then I don't know, go for a medium. Is there still PvP at Tarasque? Who rules now? The boxers. We're going to do a Inferno mission just for the XP. Like a good old school Inferno hard or something. Which reminds me, XP can. Oh, I've already got it running, okay. Didn't think I did. Old or new? Well, we were planning on doing an old, because they're more fun. But aren't most of your tunes Omni anyway? Which is a problem for doing old missions. And be conflicting with your own faction, etc. Can come on some DD. Have you got a clan tune? Or... You got clan and new. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Bring whatever you like. Bring something big and scary I can hide behind on my little Lowbie that's sub 200 with okay armour but not very good stuff. I thought Saavick's bigger tunes were neutral. But there's not a lot of point to Saavick rolling round in Inferno mission anyway, so like all the tunes are maxed out. I thought they were neutral, yeah, because you didn't have token boards and such. Who are you on then, Vulpil? Yeah, none you need XP on. Oh, only the kipper. Eye is still sore from having an eyelash in it. I shouldn't have rubbed it. You should never rub your eye if there's something in there. Old Sure Hand on LFT. Let's have a look. Old Sure Hand. There we go. Clearly, that is your finest tune. What have we got then? Do we have any healing? What's Old Sure Hand? I didn't even look at who we've got in teams, so... On an Engie. Maybe go meds. Yeah, we got a healer. I don't think we has a healer. Who's in? The Shade. We can heal themselves. And... we has... Macy is what? You're a soldier. Lady Hathor is Krat. She's good. Zinzig, welcome back to the stream. It was a short intro class. Oh, well, there you go. Big scary Shade that will stab everything in sight. No, we've got a mission now. Come and do the mission. Cave. Yeah, I'm just doing the mission purely for XP, really. It would also bump up faction. Not that faction matters too much before 200 anyway. Infold hard. Not sure. I don't know if they rolled a hard or a medium. We don't have a dock, so I'll probably get squished if I manage to pull aggro in an old hard on this tune. Got to remember, this tune isn't even 200 yet, so it doesn't really have any business being in an Inferno hard. Even with Faster Than Your Shadow and Rage running, I still have less than 2k run speed, so yeah. It is the cave of the Enlightened One. The cave we all go to. Time after time after time. I'm just going to avoid the stray mobs. Oh god, there's a Tig right near it. She'll be alright. Big Enforcer says, you dead. Little Enforcer says, I smack you with my little hammer. Got no chance of pulling aggro off the big amp with damage or anything else. They has the eye mongos. I mostly got first place in DD with my Krat. Oh yeah, Krats can do a hell of a lot of damage. Yeah, if you get all your auras, your timings, your perks and everything else all together, trim your droid. Yeah. Oh yeah, Krats can do a hell of a lot of damage. I think people assume they're just, support, but they're not. I mean, yes, they can be support, and you can be DD and support, but it depends. Well, you're going to be less DD if you're support. If you're debuffing all the mobs, etc. Is the roller inside of the mission? I'm going to get some more water because somebody redeemed hydrate, so give me a sec. Delica, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we can faff around in here. Hang on. Light. So we go Rubicar light in here. And we shall also... we'll have a little ray tracing. There we go. I'm following, I'm not leading. I'm on a little Lowbie noob. Follow the shade, everyone. Why? Because it's shade. It'll kill everything. Yeah, it does help with some of the lighting, etc. I like how you're inside a building, but the sky is actually still there. Not that anyone ever looks up that much. But yeah, night sky above. I've been searching for where you explain how to make this game beautiful, but I just can't find it. Tweaking the new engine 2020. They didn't expect you to look up. Well, it feels like that, doesn't it? Oh, I dinged. 178. I will. What do you got to do? Tweaking the new engine. No, there you go. And there it is. Just do that, you'll be fine. Try to keep up, you noob. There's an Omni, you've never seen one. And probably very similar. They've just got all the evil unread in here. Vengen 50, wow, new install of AO, I forgot all the add-ons. Yeah, maps, skins, there's loads really. It's following the well, somebody, yeah. Just remember, whatever you pull is yours. I don't think it's going to be a problem for a 220 shade though. Yeah, sided missions you will get very different mobs. My faction's going to go flying up, I think, as well. Yeah, it's already scaling up. I'm probably hated now. No dislike. That's not too bad. Faction was always the stumbling block back in the past. You just... faction used to be a nightmare to deal with. You just couldn't get any anywhere, so it took forever to level past 200. Because you were getting like the lowest amount of XP per mob ever. Vengeance. But say Z at the end. Vengeance. Or Vengen... what? I'll manage to butcher it, don't worry. Yeah, well, I'm British, so we don't say Z, we say Z. When someone's running back to the start room for reasons. And I found a mine. Silly me. Is it like Spanish? Portuguese, maybe? No, it is definitely gone, that eyelash. I just keep feeling like it's there. Do you have the links from the add-ons and stuff? They're all on Anarchy Online Universe. They're all linked there with up-to-date download locations, etc. Right, those are the best up-to-date maps. And also, I think that's got all the patches and stuff for whatever you might want to do. The ray tracing thing, the reshade, etc., that's a whole other thing. And the ray trace part of it, you need to donate $4 to the guy who's making ray tracing for DX9 shaders to get his thing. And then the DLL needs to be modified to work with AO because it's a network connected game. So it'll work until something moves. But somebody modified it for me on the Discord. I think it's been shared around now though, so once one person shares it, you know how it goes. It's like a game of telephone. Yeah, zoom. A lot of XP per kill still. I think, is my XP still running? It is. I am missing having all that XP armor on, but I'm not swapping back just for a mission. Research line completed. I'm not sure which one that was. What did I just finish? Finished a thing. Ooh, brutality. I finished. Inspire rage, and then got melee in it. Fast attack, and then finally that one. Yeah, it's just grinding now until about 180 and then do some Inferno quests for items and such. Are we clear on this floor? I think we are clear on the floor. Yeah, I'm making the game look better than it would with those shaders. No, and crash the game now. Quint depth of field. Slightly ridiculous. It's overpowered. It's way too... It's set way too high. I did it for a screenshot. But yeah, Quint makes some absolutely awesome shaders. I mean, that is too much. I don't know how you turn it down a bit. Bokeh. Yeah, it's like ridiculously high. It's really nice though. Yeah, it is. It's reshade that I'm using. It's just that particular shader is the ray tracing one you've got to get. It adds ambient occlusion as well. I can show you what it's doing if I show you the lighting channel. So this is it seeing the Z buffer in AO. I think I'm fine, but I can't see the GUI now. So this is how the shader itself is seeing the game and light sources. So it is adding quite a bit of depth to it. So the light from the various auras is actually everywhere. Like if I hit a Mongo, there you go, you can see the light coming out, etc. So this is just the lighting channel purely, so you can see how many polygons things have got. But it does get confused by some of the lighting in AO. So yeah, there you go. And you can turn the ray tracing off and just leave it with the ambient occlusion, and even just the ambient occlusion is pretty nice actually. It makes the walls and everything look far more real. Makes the lighting within them look a lot more real as well. But when you use, you know, anything that is a light source, the light bounces off walls and things, which is what ray tracing is, effectively. It's how light naturally moves around the world, and the universe, in fact. So he's just found a way to do it. And he's constantly tweaking it, developing it, so, you know, help the guy out. Go donate. It's only like $4. I mean, what's that? Is that even a Happy Meal anymore at Muck Burger Place? You know what I mean? So it's not, in real terms, it ain't much. But there's some things that AO devs did when they were making the game, like to make things look more metallic, they made them a light source. So you can see Carlo's briefcase there is luminous. It's a light source lighting the world. Which is a little bit weird, but hey. But the depth of field is kind of nuts. He did do another one which does screen space reflections, but it turns everything in. It can look really good in certain circumstances, but it makes all the floors look like they're shiny marble or soaking wet, or possibly both. You know, you run in somewhere and think, I should be sliding across this floor. Where's that one gone? Seem to have lost it somewhere. Oh yeah, there you go. Give it a second. I'm going to turn them all on. Just so I can do that. I can turn off depth of field. There you go, but you see the floor now. It's kind of nuts, isn't it? We done down? We've done that one. Okay. Clear. Now we just need to find the warp, which is cunningly hidden. Aha, there we go. See what I mean with the reflections on the floor? It does hit your system pretty damn hard, you know, and it takes a while for everything to load in because there's so much going. There you go. Can we have the rest of the walls, please? Hold your hand as Slayer droid transference. So that's all of those. The depth of field one is nice, but it's like it's too much. You can't see what the hell's going on. But it definitely hits your performance. No two ways about it. Remember, I'm doing this, and there you go. As we're running into there. How cool is that? Except that it requires the floor to be wet. Or shiny. Dust-free floors. That's, well, you can see there, so I'm using SMAA for my anti-aliasing, which is a lot nicer than no, this is Reshade and RT Global Illumination Quint RTGI FX and SR. I'm going to turn them off though. Nice as they are, makes the game feels kind of flat afterwards though, that's the only thing. But your frame rate is like double without them, so. Once you got them though, you can just throw them on at will. There you go. That's all of them. The depth of field needs toning down though. Oh. Sweet FX talking about what shade you're loading into Reshade. Yeah, if you've got those, that's all I've done, but the depth of field is like overkill. You can see how the depth of field is kind of cell shading other things. It doesn't quite work. You can get a good screenshot with it, but sometimes it can look a bit odd. generally ray tracing and the other one really do help sell it as a real environment. But there you go. The joys of doing things to the game. Someone is actually working on redoing the textures in AO to higher definition. It's a massive job, and they've got to get... I mean, you can do it, but to distribute it, you need permission, so they're sort of looking at how, they want to show, hey, Funcom, this is what I've done so far. Would it be okay to distribute this as a, modified texture pack for the game, like many other games have? I mean, you can play on Minecraft with any textures you like. What's amazing on Minecraft with the textures is you can load them while you're playing the game. So you can mess around with them in real time. You can see there it hasn't loaded the floor in. There you go. Now we have a floor. But I like it. I like messing around with them. Quite good for recording, like Big Man Force doing his bebop little robot videos is using them quite a lot to make it more cinematic, etc. It was working quite well for him, I would say. You ever notice the sound of those fans or whatever the hell they are down there? 62%, and I have to hit the shop soon before they close. Oh noes. Did anyone see the thing? I don't think we did. Yeah, the other shaders like SMAA and all the rest of it. We did I think it ended up being like a 6-hour stream, just experimenting with them. That was quite a while. That was last year I did that. And then eventually released the video, getting the game to look good. I think it's clear. Yeah, we went to the wrong direction. See, there you go. Now it's loaded the rest of the room in. We were missing out on glorious XP. But yeah, the tweaking the new engine video will get the new engine looking pretty good. It doesn't go as far as this because, I can't guarantee that it won't crash more with all the shaders and stuff running. In fact, it probably will. But just using SMAA, etc., and Nvidia's own built-in sharpening feature, and little bits and pieces like that, less is more with certain effects. I see people do it with some of their videos, like they oversaturate them to make them look, whatever. And okay, I guess maybe it's an artistic choice, which is fine, but it can be off-putting to people as well. So you've got to have that in mind. I guess it depends creatively what you're going for, really. But yeah, I always try and make my videos, look like the game looks on my monitor. Okay, we has mobs. Mojo and Glowing Nightflies, both old school clans I remember well. Shouts out to your team. Well, I'm Storm. The oldest guild in the game. Literally the oldest. Because Org Form didn't bloody work when it was released. So the people that started Storm, and I wasn't one of them by the way, I joined a little later, had to get a GM to try and fix it. And the GM went, okay, I'm going to manually form your org. Did it, and then said, congratulations, you're the first organisation in AO. Well done. Something, words to that effect. Someone has a screenshot of him saying it in chat. I can't remember the name of him, but I have seen the screenshot. God knows where it went, but yeah. And I think the same day he probably formed another 50 guilds or whatever, you know, so it was that. Do you remember there was one called, on clan side, called Opposing Force? They were massive. I think they were one of the first guilds to have like 800 members. Unfortunately they did, I think they were one of the first guilds to end as well. Like, people were just like, yeah, no, I'm going to form my own. You have completed your research on Apotheosis 10. Congrats! Welcome to swapping out AI armor at will. It's kind of awesome. How long have I been playing? 20 years. I was in that little 2-week beta they did. I downloaded it and copied it to disk for a couple of friends and went, I think I'm going to have a go at this. And started playing in the beta and went, this is brilliant. I love this game. It's broken as all hell. And then they released it 2 weeks after that. So I've been playing since then. Main, I don't really have a main anymore. I have different tunes I like for different things. I've got a 220 everything. Have we missed some mobs somewhere, or have we got a big room down here? Yeah, main isn't really a thing anymore. It would have been Kalos 2 back in the day, but after dailies and making it so much easier to level, just about everyone's got at least 3 or 4 220s now that are really well geared. But yeah, I've been playing, I'm like fixtures and fittings at this point. Yeah, everything's, I think modern games, the design approach is basically get people to the end game stuff as quick as possible and let them have fun there, rather than AO's approach, which is getting to end game is the game, you know, kind of thing. Oh, it would be Kalos 2. Would be the character I'm probably most known for. Sometimes it's a love-hate relationship. Always. It has always been so. Kill all the ads. I haven't seen a percentage update. Yeah, Kalos 2 was my original main. If I log him in, usually I've got like a wall of tells. 93%. We're gonna risk it. We must have missed a mob somewhere. Yay, ding-a-ling. 180, yay. I think I double dinged then. I was really close to dinging anyway. So I think I double dinged. Did I double ding then? Sometimes that happens. 180. I need to go to the shops. I have to hit the stores before they close. So, yeah. I would think so, as you got 3.2 million XP. Yeah, that was a lot. That was just going into research. That's the XP I got. 100 and... How much is that? It's like 1 billion or something stupid. Yeah. Got a perk as well. Yay. Can I put it in anything? Bone Crusher, they're all 190 ones. Bioshielding, no. Brawler again then. There we go. And still 10 levels before I can spend IP in any of the primary stuff, because it's all title capped still. But yeah. Yeah, I did double. I thought so. I was really close to hitting the ding, and then, yeah. We got the mob XP, which dinged me, and then the mission reward XP, which dinged me again. Yeah, I mean, I can carry on the stream if you guys want, but I will have to sort of put it on intermission for, a few minutes while I dash out to the shops. Take about 10 minutes. Do we want to do that? Then we can maybe do another mission. Bio and a snack then, yeah. I'm down for the pause. Okay, well, I'll do that. I'll put the... let's wait until I can move. Can I move? I'm sure it's saved everything. Right, okay. I will put us on intermission mode and give you some intermission music while I dash off. Just like that. And I am back. Okay. How are we all doing? Did we enjoy the intermission music, which I should turn down a bit to sort of there now? There we go. Right, have we still got a team? ICC planet-wide announcement. Ratty Fram has been awarded the highest honorary rank for outstanding dedication to the defence of Rubicar. Lady Hathor left your team. It has composite infuses again. I should rebuff myself. Wrecking Ball. Yeah, you can see the what's the name gets a bit broken. The shaders when you've got the grass and all the rest. I'm going to enjoy an Inferno key with the Alliance. I am sorry. Oh right, okay. No problem. Inferno keys don't come along every day. So yeah, you definitely want to be doing that. Yeah, I'm sure that was a double ding. Sure it was. So who have we got left then? I'm going to have to turn some of the shaders off so I can read what's going on over there. Gets a bit weirded out by it sometimes. Yeah, there we go. So we have Eos is going. Someone else left as well. Lady Hathor. Do I remember correctly that there was no XP reward for Inferno missions? No, sure there always was. I can't remember a period where there was not, but I could be wrong. I do not know. I think Saavick has sidled off, and I missed her saying goodbye. Possibly she just sidled off. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. Good plan. Not that I could even sing that song. I am back, by the way. Yeah, it might have been the case, but I honestly don't remember it being the case if it ever were. So who we got on LFT now then? So he's doing the Alliance key thing. Varaxa. May I join on my Gimp Keeper? You can. Yes, of course. We're all Gimps here, you know. We're kind of being held up by a 220 Enforcer keeping all the aggro from us. Yeah, if you're going to do... You should do your key quest. That's... that takes a lot of organising. You don't want to pass that up. Yeah, there's like 15 orgs, isn't there? Yeah, it's pretty big. Viper Fangs. Okay. Should have saved that for a shade. Need the Dread HUD item for the Enforcer. Yeah, but he's nowhere near using it yet. Is it like 216 to even equip it? Oh, right, okay. EFP, where do I want to jump off for EFP? I think if you jump off from... That's PW, you land from Inferno, isn't it? I know where Mox is, but I think the quick way for me to get there is fix a grid. My God, turn the gamma down. That's better. Yeah, you can see kind of what reshade does to the shadows and stuff. It's more the ambient occlusion it's adding that's making a big difference. Old Athen grid now. Okay. As here. Okay, I'll leave team for a sec. For EFP, where do I want to go? I know where Mox is, I think. Right at the top, innit? They added numbers to fix a grid, yeah, years ago. Okay, there's EFP. 10 middle's about the nearest, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Whenever I think of EFP, I think of what is the quickest way to the Mercs, which was 10R, I think. Right into an old city that isn't here anymore. Did you kite Mox on the NT, did you? Yeah, so you know what floor you're on. I think they added those years ago. Or, you know, quite a while ago. It was worth returning. My God, the sun is bright here. $829. Pretty much northeast. I've gone a little too far, but you're near the wall, are you? Eight 5 6 8 7 5. Did you pull him up the wall? You got Mox to come up the wall. That's one way of doing it. Yay. There you go, Dreadlock Endurance Booster Enforcer Special. Yay! And stuffs. Nothing to do with me, the other stuffs. On the wall. Just tell Marcy 20 I will be right back. 5 minutes. I'll be straight back to the garden. Yeah, that'll be nice when we we get to 201. Dreadlock Enforcer boosted. That'll be you. Right, okay. I don't need that one anymore. That ring can go, and we will place that in the bag of win for later. Oh, no need to leave team. Oh, well, I did anyway. I pull a with Ilium here because it's peaceful and quiet. Yeah, I've seen people doing it that way, yeah. Dave, 3 of 5, all the toys. Absolutely, you should never let your toy collection falter in Anarchy Online. You should have all the toys. The one who needs a D-Shark. Yeah, you just have to keep killing these things. Nothing else you can do. Marcy 20 leading team now. Yeah. I thought I had to leave team to loot or something. I misread what they'd typed, which was no need to leave team. Yeah, I'll be straight back in the garden. I'll put my team on there so you can find me. No D-Shark this round, yeah. Some other nice bits though. I mean, nothing I'd want. My smuggled combat board and Doctor's Right Hand to Hope ×2. 21 minutes. You've seen it on the stream if you can get all the way to here. Loot is open. Yeah, they're free for all, guys. So if you've got a doc that needs a doctor's pistol, now's your chance. Problem is, I don't used to list free for all on Darknet anymore. Well, it was your kill, so I leave it up to you. I'll redo that buff while I'm sat here waiting. My humongous HP buff. Oh yeah, I have to. Still have to do that to cast it. Because title caps are a thing. Run there and people loot whatever you want. Yeah, if you can run there and get it. There's some stuff on there. A couple of Doctor's Right Hands. Not to be sneezed at all. Do you know what I always seem to forget to buff? I don't know why either. It's that. What I should do is replace that with it. I always forget to do the base ability buff. God knows why on this toon. It just seems to be this toon I forget to do it with. There you go. Vulpu has posted in the chat the coordinates to come get the loots. Yeah, about 1 minute to go on the beacon. What weapon is the goal for Enforcer? The new support beam from the 201 Plus subway, I think. It's about as good as it gets for a PVM Enforcer. It adds a big old taunt with it as well, you see. So it is kind of useful. No, two-hand blunt. It is the two-hand blunt as the new meta. I mean, the two-hand edge from the new Temple of the Three Winds is pretty awesome as well. But it is better on a keeper. Probably. We need two anyway, yeah. Does anybody else want to come along for a Inferno mission run? I'm sure we can accommodate you. Did we not invite Viper Fangs? Did I not invite you? I thought I invited you. Are you still there? Have you crashed? You're still on looking for team. That was after I came back from going to the shops, wasn't it? Or was it before? I don't know. Yeah, we're still going to need two more. We are thinking. Yeah, if you want to join us, apparently there's at least one slot open. I'm not sure what's happening with Viper Fangs, the keeper. Send him one more invite. It's looking like a lot of people are waiting to join up for the key quest on the Alliance clan side, so hopefully we can find some bodies to join, but we can't, we'll have to do like a medium or something. With reduced numbers, it's a bit risky trying to do Inferno Hards still. Unless, you know, you're all like 220 just doing research, then you're probably okay. It depends, you see. What's a way of making a quick buck at 162 paid? Nano farming. And or, I mean, the absolute easiest way is to buy a Grace from Funcom and sell it on GMI. That will get you redonkulous amounts of XP. This is what I remember waiting around for Inferno missions. Yep, nothing changes. Right, I can beacon, so I'm going to beacon back. On GMI, you get about 30 billion plus. Billion, not million. Billion. I mean, if you want credits, yeah, people, you have to then faff around moving the creds around so you can use GMI again, but yeah. I would have shown you if I'd have been near a GMI to show you, but yeah, they do go for that. Actually, I could log a mule and just check GMI. That's a thing. I'll log a quick mule and search Grace for you. It's a legitimate way of having credits in the game. In vast numbers. 28 billion, yeah. Any chance you checked your mail on the Enforcer? Oh, the Nano. Yes, I did get the Nano. Thank you very much, Vulpu. I didn't know it was you. The name, I was like, I don't know that name. But, yeah. I thought whoever it was will probably say something. So, yes, I did. That's one of yours. Yeah, I saw that. 2-man blunt for 120. Never mention that name. I won't then. I will delete the mail should I ever accidentally look at it. No, you've just checked. So 28 billion, yeah. But how much is AI armor a piece now? Not cheap, but I already have, excuse me, quite a bit of it. A lot of people do. The war, yeah, massive inflation, yeah. Unchecked inflation. I mean, some of the measures Funcom tried to use to curb the inflation were not effective. 28 billion should be enough for a full AI armor. I would think most of it, but a full AI set isn't always ideal. There are other pieces for higher level players, like the Dio chess piece, for instance, which is probably better than any other chest piece in the game. Yeah, a full set is 1 or 2 billion, so the 28's going to do that. Get your alphas sorted mostly. Yeah, for the combined, yeah. But then for a particular build, you might want some of the special edition OFAB stuff in certain slots, and then some of the Dio armor's really good. And Dio you get for just playing the game, really. Nothing was more than 1.5 billion back then. Yeah, I can remember that. Robust backpack I got, yeah. There's better shoulder items now if you do gauntlet and things like that, though, so. What we're going to do, we're going to go with who we've got, go with 4. And just do a medium. The fishing, no, that's a shit deal, mate. Number 1, you could get banned. Number 2, the deal's no good anyway. They want $5 for 2 billion. You're getting nearly 30. I mean, wait till the weekend to sell it. You probably get 30 plus. Yeah, so they want $2 per billion. You spend $15 with Funcom and you get 30 billion. It's like half the price, so it's a shit deal. Don't bother. 3 things that make it worthwhile. Number 1, you're giving Funcom money, which keeps the game going. Number 2, you're keeping someone else's account going, so they're still playing the game. And number 3, it's a pretty good deal. How much is it per level in an Eli Heck NT team now? I have no clue because I don't join them. Le Cave. Have I got my thing ring? I do. Yeah, I never bother with the last time I was anywhere near an Eli kite team, I was the NT who wanted a level anyway. So, so it was somebody in Storm plus me. So it was a guildie who was trying to level a toon at the same time I was, around the same level. So that I was playing in NT, so we made sure we could cast VE indefinitely, and then they logged their toon for the team, and then we put. He played as Enforcer for the rest of it. So it wasn't really like a Eli kite team paying money because we were running the team anyway. Oh god, I've got bit of a lag. I've got no idea how much it costs these days because I never join one. So when I see people selling spots in them, I don't really read it because I just see Eli Hex, and I stop reading because I just never do it. So I'm in Sheol by the time most people are still sat in an Eli kite team doing the Sheol quests. And then I'm in Adonis, getting my Adonis brain and all the other bits and pieces. And at 160, I'm in Penumbra, heading for Inferno. So, yeah. Just not my bag, basically. There's a TIG. Shall we enter? Update team members. I don't think Old's going to struggle with that. Yeah, it does depend on circumstances. In the right circumstances, yes, it can be free. Right, I can switch to my XP Ring of Doom now. Unable to find upgrade offer for this account. Is your account a paid account? Because you can't buy a Grace on a free account. Yeah, it is paid. Yeah, you should be able to. I've done it before. I don't know which AO site you're on, but the now official site, you go to account, log in. It should look like this. Is that not there for you? No. Grace keys. And I just do that. Buy a Grace key. I'm not going to, I don't need to, but then when you've done that, check your email. Somewhere in there you will have an email from Funcom saying, here's your key. And then you apply the key at the GMI. And Shade's sleeping, probably. They were in Storm, that Shade. Yeah, the way that key works is they email you a long code key like that. And then you copy that, go to the GMI in-game and say apply code or redeem code, I can't remember now. And you just input that and it goes blink and there's a Grace in your GMI inventory. Yeah, raise a ticket and then maybe contact Andy on Discord. See, ask him, because account things, things to do with your account, etc., he can look at, so. That ring, though, Marcy. Ring? What ring? Hold Alappaa and glimmering magnetic ring. Oh, if that's what they want to wear. Please don't. This tune hasn't been updated for 10 years. Well, that makes quite a difference. Awake now. Cave. We are at the cave. There's kind of a long time between missions with me buggering off to the shops. Yeah, you don't knock someone's Atrox tune if it's wearing an alpha brain. Have to get the inventory wrist as well, but every tune is a work in progress. Yeah, 6 hours we were at it, put in, or was it 4 hours? Put in alphas on an Atrox crat. Oh god, that was fun. It was like the worst jigsaw puzzle ever. But we managed it, we got there. How long have I got on there? I've only got 11 minutes on my NCU buff. Oh well. I'm going to run out of NCU buff to Mongo or whatever. Not that I think I'm going to need to Mongo. I think I'm going to be okay otherwise. I got alphas on a 219 without a BOC on an OPM. Well, yeah, OpFX is a lot easier. When you consider, like, you can really buff a lot of those skills a lot. We hit the one with the damage shield. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're getting that message, then yeah, it's a little dark in here, don't we think, chaps? There we go. A little lighter. Not much, actually, but it's still lighter. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the bear is it goes boom, boom, every time it hits something. There's a TIG, looks at 220, Engie. Yeah, it's effed. Yep, definitely effed. You can hear the shade just stabbing away like a ninja. Yeah, this is all I can do on this toon right now, is just try and get XP and level. Tomorrow I'll probably get a little bit of leveling done as well, because we're looking at an alien event, which would be rather cool. Did you say GMI doesn't work? Yeah, if you've got more than 4 billion credits loose, it won't work. So what you have to do is withdraw 1 billion at a time and keep doing it until you're under the 4 billion. Then you can then create a buy order for 3 billion, let's say. Then go back to the mail system and refill the GMI with an extra 3 billion or what have you. And then create another buy order, rinse and repeat until you've stashed all of it. When is the alien event tomorrow? As far as we know, it will be at the same time, which is 1930 UTC. If it's any different, I will know by that time, because people poke me and tell me, because they treat me turning up there as free promotion for it. Ends lyric. Have a good night. I'm off for today. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's my best Markiplier impression. You could stash the money on characters, yeah. Do not leave it in the mail system. If you leave it in the mail system, if the email expires, and it will, you've lost the credits. They're gone. They can't be gotten back. So, don't do that. Someone did that and thought, oh, I'll just leave them in the mail system, and then a month later went, wait a minute, where's all those emails with the money? They're gone. And they can't get them back for you either. They'll probably need to stop letting you know. I think they want me to. But, you know, I get direct messages on Discord and places like that. Alien raid at blah blah blah. Or sometimes I just get a tell in game. And then once the raid's running, Space Quest usually has me like a little box where he's chatting to me. When he goes all caps LOL run, you run. He goes LOL run, surprise, and then spawns like 500 bloody seekers on top of me. he finds it hilarious watching me going, no, 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 and running away, like, trying not to die. We kind of rely on you to, well, I make his job easier. He can just focus on making the actual, you know, event happen, and I can relay the information for him, so it helps him. They should increase the damn limit of the GMI. Yeah, I think it was an in vain attempt to stop people having so many credits or something when it was introduced, or it might just be a programming thing. It can't have more than that. Like the system it's working on is like, you know, it's like the Y2K thing. They never thought people would be using their programming that many years later. They assumed, oh, they'll have changed it by then. It's like, nope. The bug that became a feature. Yeah, there's many of those. It's like, in Skyrim, you can increase how effective you are at making potions with armor. You can increase how good those enchantments that make you better at making potions are with potions. And it forms a feedback loop, so you can end up running around with a level 1. Well, no, not a level 1. But, you know, by midway through the storyline, you're running around with armour on that's basically makes you immortal. And that is still in the game to this day. It's not a mod or anything. It just that's how the game go. I did it on my latest playthrough. I do go back and revisit Skyrim. I think more of it is just seeing if I can get it to stay stable with all the mods I end up running on it to make it look good. They could get away with restarting the economy. Nope. That would end the game, I guarantee it. People had more than 4 billion, yeah. If you wiped the economy, you would basically wipe the game. People have got so much money and time invested in the game, which is expressed via the credits they have and use to play with the economy in the game. It would just kill it. It would just end the game. It's like saying, we should have a server wipe and that and nah, I'd quit. I wouldn't want to carry on. Seriously wouldn't. Start over completely. I mean, it was fun to play it doing that on the 2019 server, but if I had to lose tunes I've had for 20 years, no. Yeah, if you want to restart, go there. But all, you know, people come in new and want everyone to be in the same position as them, and it's like, the world don't work like that. You feel like, well, if everyone was the same in the same position as me, I could do whatever. Like a guy there trying to sell GA2 for 50 billion, he won't get 50 billion for it. He's just hoping someone's got so many credits they just don't care. It's not worth that. Not just because of, you know, its rarity or anything, but just when you actually get it, it's not worth it. Yeah, some people put ridiculous amounts. 5 is about 10 times too much. It's about 5 times, 10 times more than it's actually worth, that. And I wouldn't pay that much for it anyway. I wouldn't pay 5 billion for that disc. I'd just go farm it. I know it's rare, but I'd farm it if I really wanted it. Yeah, exactly. They can't do that now, so Yeah, he's already knocked 15 billion off. He's not going to get that for it. Sorry, Charm, whatever. You're going to get 5, and that is at an absolute maximum from someone who's just desperate to get that disc and has more money than sense. You will not get 50 billion. Not a chance. Someone probably just sent them a tell saying, you are having a laugh. Or they're on GMI for this much, you know. Someone do a GMI price check if you're in game at the moment and also in chat, and just see how much. Yeah, they said B, not M. Yeah. Grid Armor Mark II. And it's only the disc as well. You've still got to build the damn thing. And they're trying to... They initially want to sell for 50 billion. Which is just... No, dude. No. Yeah, there probably isn't... Is there any buy orders for a GA2? Yeah, but check general, see if the discs are there, because usually it's a disc that gets sold anyway. It's only ever the disc that drops. The Nano, I've never heard of the completed Nano actually dropping. It is Dynaloot though. GA2. Yeah, instruction disc, summon Grid Armor Mark II. Yeah. Well, the thing with GA2 is most people get GA1 and they're like, yay, I'm a Smurf. And then go straight to GA3. But there is no way he is getting 50 billion for that. It just ain't happening. Has he already dropped the price again? Or is he still trying to get 35 billion for it? Yeah, he's still at 35. I don't think anyone's going to give him that for it. Honestly, I'm not saying, you know, good luck to him. Yeah, GA4 is 2.5 billion. Shall I send him a tell? GA4 is 2.45 B. And I wouldn't pay that for it anyway. I wouldn't pay the 2 billion, I don't think. I mean, I don't have a use for it anyway, so... Well, I might as well tell him, you know, don't waste your time, my dude. GA4 is 2.45 billion. You are not you have not picked up a payday there, son. Maybe that's what he's hoping. Oh my god, it's made of the finest green. I got at least a nano crystal and disc lost in banks on my 32s. Oh god, yeah, I'm sure I do. I'm following the team. I'm sticking with my team. I'm a good little XP leech. Does my XP buff run out? It did. You fool. You damn fool. Get your can on the go. There we go. Yeah, you can use GA in Shadowlands now. That's another fix they added. Now add to that list Grid Space Freedom and RRFE and we'll all be much happier. And Shadowlands will be a damn sight easier to solo things in. It is, but if you've got a paid fixer, Spin Nanoweb is much better. Because you're getting nearly the same amount of defensive skill from it, but also you're wearing a full set of armour. So... Void imbalanced. Yeah, spin shadow. Yeah, shadow. I mean, the last one you get is way better than GA4. It's like 1,000 add all death, plus a bunch of add damage, plus a bunch of evades, and God knows. I haven't logged my big fixer in and looked at him much in a long while. But yeah, Shadow Web is better, but you can only use it if you're on a paid character, or possibly you can use it on Sloob, which is something they should bring back, I think. Paid fixer only gets better over level 200. Now, paid is better day one. They got better weapons, symbionts, etc. So yeah, without GA, yeah, I think they're better straight away. I've got a 220 fixer and I've got a level 200 Froob fixer with GA4. But the perennial weapons lay waste to any weapon you can get on a Froob. The fixer, you know, class locked sort of thing. And pretty much, I remember my 220, you know, now 220 fixer. When I first made him, he was on a Froob, and I was really enjoying him. So I reactivated my paid account again, and thought, oh, he's level 60 now. I don't want to have to rebuild him as a paid character. And I had a free or cheap enough offer to transfer him to my main account, so I did. And the first thing I did was go, oh my god, you know, perennial weapons, symbiont head, etc. And like went back to the mobs I'd been fighting the day before, and it was just like unbelievably better. I am Zoop, says Zoop LVO. Yeah, he's turned into Groot. It's amazing how much they can get out of that just by, you know, the intonation of the voice. And I love that. I think we missed one, by the way. I don't know. That Vin Diesel did all the, you know, whatever the Russian for I am Groot is. He would say that in Russian and do all the recording of all the lines again. He did it for 5 or 6 of the languages, if not all of them. Do fixers have access to full auto? Every toon on Rubicar and Shadowlands has access to full auto, which is whether or not it's any good. Like for Enforcer, not so much, but you can use a D-Shark on an Enforcer, and it will work. Yeah, paid fixer gets full auto on, I think some of the first weapons you get it on are like, trying to think now. Oh, the OFAB ones, yeah. You get it on those, and then you get it on the Zan weapons, which are about the best. I mean, yeah. Envy of the Zan. Lots of soldiers use it as well. A lot of anyone that wanted full auto and two-handed weapons will use an Envy of the Zan inevitably. It's a really good weapon. And for fixer, it's an absolute no-brainer to use it, because it's SMG based as well, so all their buffs and perk lines tie into it. I would say the only person that should never bother with full auto is an NT, as far as paid characters are concerned. Zoop AO, this looks familiar. To what missions are these? Inferno Hard. Or could be a medium, actually. I think we said we'll do medium because we were only a team of 4 with no dock, so with the lower damage as well, it just feels very grindy. Guess who owns Omnitech.org? I don't know. But it's the wrong spelling of tech. It's with a C. You mad fool, you. Yeah, Omnitech in Anarchy Online is Omnitech. TEC. Abbreviated for... Oh my god, really? No, it's Omnitech with a C. Hang on. Right, hang on. Right. No, it is with a K. I'm only messing with you. Sorry. Well, it's actually Omnitech. TECH. But yeah, on any item in game, it's K. It is K. You made me rethink my life. No, I was just messing with him because he just bought the domain. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I'm a bad man. I'm sorry, ASA22N. That was just low-hanging fruit, and I am a troll. I'm sorry. Don't spoil it, Dr. Anders, but I've already spoiled it. No, it is with a K, yeah. Right, if you look at Omnitech gunship, it's K. I can't. So it's come on. That's harmless fun with people. Come on. Nobody got hurt, right? Nobody got hurt. I think there's a real life Omnitech with a C though. Bear Chrysalis 87. Is there a schedule for the Hodor race? Yes, there is. Tell Hodor Raid news and it will tell you exactly when they are in UTC. My whiskey wants to believe you, but my heart is not believing it. What can you do though, right? You know, what can you do? I couldn't help it. I used to do it a lot with people would buy guitars and stuff and say, "Oh, I just got this guitar." It's not that one then. What do you mean? It's just something me and a lot of my friends do to each other all the time. So yeah, if you go tell Hodor Raid, 2 words, all as one. News, like so. Oh, access denied. Join. Okay, and news. There you go. Now I can look at it. I need to add them as an alt as well. You can see there, raid time, Saturday, 1700 hours. Sectors, all of the alien sectors. Sunday, 1700 hours, iPand, real pand, and then 1900 hours, Sector 42. Monday at 1800 hours, Biodome and iPand, one after the other. Leave because they're not actually raiding or anything, so it'd be a bit weird hanging around. Oh god, it's the spaghetti room. I'm Omni, so yeah, unfortunately not. I don't make the choices. They don't do Tara as far as I know. I think T-Net used to do it. I don't know if they still do. I've no idea. Like I say, I walked away from PvP 6 years ago, so I want to troll the Inf so bad with an extreme prejudice, yeah. I always end up with that on my keeper somehow. I think I made the mistake one time of saying, look at all the NCU I've got. Because I had nearly 2,000 NCU. And that was it. Thereafter, everybody buffed me with everything just to fill the NCU up. Yeah, Tara, don't know. Don't know if a bot does it anymore or not. Has lost, you know, connection to that. Oh yeah, but Tara definitely still happens, yeah. Ugh. This desk is, or this chair is either too low or this desk is too high. It is like one desk on top of another though, so that's probably why. My shoulders are always... Oh, God, that's better. My shoulders are always up in the air. The grunting noises. I wasn't grunting, was I? Was I grunting? Oh, you mean the mobs, yeah. Sound like a bloody escaped seal or something. In the game, yeah. It's also this weapon. Kind of nuts. Yay, 182. The grind is real, but this will be the last one, I think. Wait, you do know you can buy a higher desk, right? Yes, I know you got sit-stand desk, but that would not work in this environment. See, the problem I have is this is a very small room I'm actually in, so... And the desk is actually a kitchen counter and then a desk. And that's so I can get the distance correct for the speakers. Because when you're using studio monitors, your head and the monitors should form 3 points of an equilateral triangle. If you know what I mean by that. Hopefully you do. It's a triangle where all the angles and sides are the same. So you shouldn't be able to see the top, bottom or sides of the monitor. You should only be able to see the face of the monitor when you look at it. That way you get a true stereo image as you're mixing music or any sort of audio mixing really. And a standing desk does not work for stuff like that. Because you move it and all your acoustic treatment and all the nodal points in the room are all incorrect. So I would have to have the speakers on stands separate from the desk for the desk to go up and down. Then if I did that, my mixer wouldn't fit. It wouldn't be good. $100% now. Yeah, a standing desk I think would be a good idea. Be much better for your legs, your spine and, you know, your backside. Too much time sat down, not good for your arse. You give yourself piles and God knows. You were not designed to sit on your arse all day. So yeah, you were designed to stand up and walk around. Didn't get the update music, but that is the correct amount of reward for the mission. And I'd already dinged, so more XP piling up. I much prefer the old missions to the new ones. Lasagna time. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, you made me hungry. Oh, and I want a lasagna now. Damn you. Damn you and your lasagna mentioning. No idea what's for dinner tonight. Probably whatever I make, I think, at this point. I think Mrs. Gallows 2 and Number One Son have already had theirs, so yeah. Yeah, even the easy ones are a ton of research when you complete. Right, I'm going to keep my Inferno save. Whiz back this way, I think. Even though I regretfully have to get my Dojas from Penumbra for another, what? 20... No. Yeah, 23 levels. I hate that. 200 should be the cut-off point. They should, you know, the Dojas in... yeah, thanks all for team. Yeah. 205 to use an Inferno Doja's too high. It should be 200. Definitely. I have decided. Is the ring worth it? Oh, hell yes. What, than taking off stat buffing boots, like combined mercenaries footwear? Oh, hell yeah. All my big, you know, finished off tunes are, they've all got the ring instead. It means I only change a ring to go anywhere. We'll take the time and enjoy the stream now. Please delete that ring of weeping flesh. You are 182, sir. No? Do you know how useful that is for pulling? You obviously do not know. If you want to pull a mob with a dot ring, you can pull mobs a million miles away from a ton of ads. And you will pull only that mob because it has a dot running. It's a tool, sir. Same as I have a quality 6 aggression enhancer for pulling mobs. It's another method of doing it. So you're doing the diners around the Incarnator, you know, Paxos, all the Greek named ones or whatever it is. You can run up to one, dot him with that ring, run off until you're out of range of all the mobs, and as soon as you stop and head back a couple of meters, the one you dotted is the only one that's now chasing you. So yeah, I mean, if you did delete it, don't worry about it. You can always pick up something similar from... I'll show you how it works very quickly. Yeah, I've got the Diabolos on so I can use my Nano Hood in Penumbra. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, the ring is way more utility. Plus, eventually you combine the whole... I mean, that ring is all the zones. So that's Underwater Adonis, Penumbra and Inferno all combined. And eventually you can combine it with the Hold Alappaa as well. But if I just show you how I'm going to use a keeper for an example. Simits need NCU before you log. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I've got a paid one anyway. No, I didn't know I was here. Anyone want a plus 10 ring in Sorrow? Apparently I logged off here. Okay. I think I last logged this keeper in just to farm the ring for that, for the new tune. Yeah, if you combine all of them, but it's title 6 for the whole Alappaa, so if I combined it with the whole Alappaa now, I wouldn't be able to put it on. Frontier, yeah, we'll go Frontier. I'll just show you how the dot ring technique kind of works. This will not be perfect, by the way, because I'm tired now. But I will show you anyway, just so you can see it. Yeah, this is combined and with the gem. Protector's Signet Ring. So you get all the buffs from all of them. And, you know, you don't have to think about where you are or where you're going to because you're already impervious to whatever dot is there. ICC planet-wide announcement. Annie Liner, I guess, has been awarded the highest honorary rank for outstanding dedication to the defence of Rubicar. Congrats on AI 30. Yeah, once I'm title 6, I usually do combine it, as long as I can get it on and off without any bother. So I'll show you what pulling with a dot ring looks like. I don't generally need to do a lot of dot ring pulling with this toon, except in areas like this. So here's the ring of weeping flesh, level from 20. Here's my 220 keeper with like virtually everything on it. Big, powerful, strong toon. So I can run up here, go, where's the one I want? There's Limos. I can hit Limos with a dot. Limos now has weeping flesh, which I admit is a tiny amount of damage to him. But instead of having to deal with all those ads and having no crowd control, I can now run down here, zone into a static dungeon. Limnos. Well, okay, I don't care. Big fat heckler I'm about to kill. Stay in here for a few seconds, and when I exit, is Limnos all on his own. You don't have to zone. You can just run far enough. Go Limnos, go! Oh, Limnos is it? To this toon is not a problem. Keepers are very strong now. Just saying. Have I got my procs? I has my procs running. Yay! See all his ads around him, etc. Nice tune. Yeah, the fighting in Shadowlands outdoor fight. Well, fighting outdoors in Shadowlands anyway. You get this music. It's kind of cool. Like the little ticking sort of hi-hat type sounds, like bouncing left to right. Quite cool. So that's pulling with a dot ring and using an instance as well. The other technique is to just use the dot ring and run. Want to buy GA1, please send tell with price. Hopefully not the guy that wants 50 billion for a GA2. I'm sorry, but I usually don't stick my nose in other people's business, but that's BS, asking that much. So yeah. Like, say you want Creepy Spider or something like that, you can use it to outrun the mobs. Depends on your run speed as well. Saboteur armor. Okay, let's go round to Creepy Spider. Now, on this toon, I can just run into where Creepy Spider is and just kill him, even with all the ads around him. I just ignore them and kill him. But let's say I wasn't quite able to do that successfully every time. I could use the dot ring to pull him out of there as well. So I'll show you that working. Like I say, with this particular toon, I don't actually need to do this with the Creepy Spider, but for up there, it's just so much more convenient to do it that way and not have to stress out not dying to all the ads. Especially if you accidentally pull two of the diners up there, then two of them gets a bit more awkward. Hopefully, as far as I know, you can't resist it. I've never seen a mob say it's resisted the dot. The blind, yes, from the other rings. So here's Creepy. I could just fight him here, but I'm going to use the dot ring, wait till it lands, and run away. So he's going to stay on me no matter where I go until all those run out. Now on the map, I've now outrun him and his ads, yeah? I start inching back. That didn't quite work. Yeah, a little bit messy, but Yeah, I've got a bunch of his ads. I don't really care. His ads aren't a problem anyway. But yeah, it depends on your run speed as well. So if there's an instance nearby, it's a little easier to do it that way. Just a bit of demotivational armor, a couple of cooldowns, it's not a problem. But, you know, maybe not so easy on your tune. If you're a crat, you're going to need it a lot less because you can calm all the ads. As far as I know, nothing resists the dot. I just didn't do a good showing of doing this. I have done it many times and not pulled out, you know, ads, and then let them all reset and gone back and tried again. Right, so there's creepy spider done, but yeah, in essence, that's kind of why you don't bin that. What have we got? Arm tattoos. I'll leave them, maybe somebody wants them. But as far as I know, yeah, you can't resist the dot, so... or no mob can resist it. Yeah, someone was just asking there, if the raid leader crashes, how do we re-invite without reforming the raid and losing the instance? Well, someone got lead. Just re-invite. You'll be good. Yeah, I've used the dot ring method many times back in the old days as well. And for pulling mobs that have a lot of ads around them, it's really handy dandy. As long as you can run fast enough, you'll outrun the ads usually. Creepy's a little awkward because he's quite hard. You've got to get right on top of him to use the dot ring. Of course, I'd find this out after deleting an item I've been keeping years. Just do Inner Sanctum, you'll get another ring. It'll be a more powerful dot as well. But with Anarchy Online, mobs only chase you so far unless your run speed's quite low. Oh, someone else was asking about armour pieces. There's that one there, which I'm actually wearing on this tune. Dust Brigade Operative chest piece, which is tradable as well. My run speed must be low today for some reason. But that's why I didn't delete the ring when I got it, and that's why I still have it in my inventory on a 220 as well. With, you know, they're not going to wear the thing. I mean, no, I'm going to wear class OFAB ring and the, you know, finished off what's it ring with the 500 nano resist on it. So yeah, there you go. All is good. All is fine. Let's find somebody to raid. Who we got? Twitch? Anyone else doing Anarchy Online at the moment? We should go and raid them. Oh, apparently only me. Nobody else is streaming AO as far as I can tell. Yep, only me. Okay, who do we know? Mr. Cheification? Is Mr. Che live? Mr. Che is live. He's sky rimming. We'll go raid Che, because I like Che. Only you. Out of tune. We'll go raid Che and say hi to him. Because Che's a decent chap. And he will talk to you and have a laugh with you and yada yada. So, yeah. Always good to go raid a bit of Mr. Che. So, all aboard the Skylark. Who's coming aboard? I'll leave you with Che. He speaks English, chats a lot. Is a lot of fun. Right. Okay. Thank you all for coming. I will see you tomorrow where we'll be doing probably APFs and... Alien Event of Doom. So I'll see you for that then. Okay, folks. Bye for now.